This video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon. Hey guys, I'm here with a video showing you how I made the earpieces for the jacket of my casual Cammie cosplay. To start off, I made a pattern and then transferred it all to foam. The brown foam is 4mm, the black foam is either 5 or 6mm, it's only slightly thicker than the brown foam, and the red foam is 2mm. I will have patterns for these up on my store Envy and Etsy. They are a part of her outfit package thing. Hopefully they're up by the time that this video is out. Once I had all those pieces drawn out, I go ahead and cut them out. So the way I decided what thicknesses to make what pieces was I made a base out of the 4mm EVA foam that I was going to connect, like the top part is connected at an angle to, match the reference photos because her stuff is all angled and 3D-ish, and then the base is just there for me to have a base to attach it all to. I made the larger pieces out of 4mm EVA foam just so that it had some solidity? That's not a word. I wanted to just kind of be stable and sturdy, so I made the larger pieces in the pattern out of 4mm EVA foam, and that was only like 2 or 3 of them. And then I made the smaller ones out of 2mm EVA foam because they're very tiny and weren't going to stick to each other correctly if I didn't do that. And here I'm taking those 4mm EVA foam pieces and I'm just dremeling the edges so that everything's going to connect at the angle that it needs to connect. You're going to want to look at a reference photo to see which angles things need to connect to each other at. But yeah, just create a bevel to get those angles. And here I begin gluing everything together. Here, throughout these clips, you'll also be able to see what I'm talking about when it comes to the angles that everything needs to be attached to. I only beveled the 4mm foam because the 2mm foam is so thin, you don't need to add bevels to it, in my opinion. You can if you want. I'm using contact cement to glue everything together. Once that top half was all glued together in one full piece, I go ahead and glue it onto the base. And then I take my Dremel and sand that all out. I also take a really small Dremel head to add in this little rectangular detail that she had right there that you saw me just Dremel in. But yeah, I use the normal Dremel head that I usually use, made for sanding, to smooth everything out. Make sure all of the edges are nice and smooth out down the seams because some of them were a bit rough because I was working fast trying to get this done and it was coming out a little bit sloppy. But the Dremel saves the day. Here's the clip where I'm finally gluing it to the base, the top half to the base. You only want to glue around the edges because you do not want to press that center part down. You want it to pop out and be 3-dimensional. Now I had to attach the antennas. These antennas were made from that black EVA foam from earlier that was 6mm thick. I'm also carving in these lined details and I'm using my Dremel for this, but if you have a soldering iron, I recommend using that. Once that was done, I primed everything with about 3 to 5 layers of wood glue, painted it with a white spray paint as the base, and then added on the other colors with acrylic paints. The other colors were black and yellow. I added stick-on Velcro to the back and to the spot where it attached on the hood to stick it all together. And I also topped it with a coat of glossy spray paint. And that finishes up this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day. Bye!